Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I have a guest. Her name is Toya Renee, and we will be discussing the impact of coronavirus on our lives. I will leave her link in the description. She's also a fellow YouTuber. Without any further ado, I will just let her introduce herself and a little about her channel. Welcome, Toya.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. And as she did say, my name is Toya Renee. My channel is Toya Renee Talks. Basically, on my channel, I talk about inspirational content, how to motivate people. I also offer dating advice, relationship advice, some vlogs and story time. So yeah, that's what my channel is about.
Yes, so to begin, Toya, just share with us how the pandemic has impacted you, whether negative or positive.
Well, I do like to start with good news. So I'll start with how it impacted me positively. So in a way, it was kind of a positive effect on me because it inspired me to actually start my YouTube channel. It inspired my creativity and gave me time to really think about what I wanted it to be about. So that was a positive thing that came out of the pandemic for me. In terms of negative things that came out of the pandemic, I feel like a lot of my anxiety started to grow because outside of doing work and the normal everyday things, I had to still stay home because I work from home. And then it's like, I can't even go out to the movies. I can't do something that I want to do because everything was locked down. So it was, my anxiety grew during that time. And I just feel like it really was a problem for a lot of people who might be able to relate to that, yeah, it was rough, very rough.
Well, I really like the pandemic. I didn't like what was happening, but I find that I really found myself. I started my YouTube channel. I learned crocheting. I remember when it just started, I actually started diet and I lost like 10 pounds. I stopped going to the gym and I actually did it on my own. So I find that the pandemic also gave me a new insight on myself. Also, I would say that it allows me to appreciate my friends and my family more, that life is so short. You never know what can happen. It's just showing you that we are not in control and God is in control. And no matter what plans you make, that God has the last say. Yeah, I find that I was able to connect with friends and family. Also, there is one friend that I had that we weren't talking for a while, and then during the pandemic, she reached out, and I find that we're able to salvage, we're able to mend our friendship. So for me, I would say the pandemic has really done a lot of good in my life. Also sad because sometimes I felt really, really depressed, like I was losing my mind. You can't go out to meet your friends. There's all these restrictions, but through everything, I think the pandemic was absolutely worked good in my favor. So I want to ask you, did it allow you to connect with your family or with your spouse, or it was just like a deterrent?
It definitely allowed me to connect with my family in a different kind of way, of course. I live with my sister, so it allowed us to spend a lot more time together because she's a news reporter. So normally she has to go out and record and, post her news content and things. But during the pandemic, we got to spend more time together. We got to spend that quality time. And then I got to call my family a lot. We got to communicate via like Zoom and things like that. But I think it definitely got me to a place where I realized that, as you said, that time with your family and friends is so important. And it was, I think, a way of God showing us that, well, we need to all pause and remember that things and material things are will always be here, but our family and friends won't always be here. So we have to take the time to spend with them when we can. So yeah, I did get to spend a lot more time with my family in that aspect. So for that reason, I am appreciative of the pandemic in that way.
Yes, that's really awesome. So, how can we encourage the listeners to stay positive during this pandemic? Because we may think that the pandemic has benefited us, but there are so many people that has lost their life. So many people has lost their family members. So what encouragement can you leave with the listeners of how they can stay positive throughout this whole pandemic?
Something that I can suggest is to seek help when you need help. If you need to, whether that be talk to a professional about it or talk to someone who you trust, definitely seek help because you're not alone. Another tip that I can offer in order to stay positive is to, if you've lost someone, try to do something in their memory or something that will keep you going in terms of to make you happy to remember them and to do something that makes you happy, like find a new outlet to do, like YouTube, or I know writing is another positive thing. Journaling helps too. So all of those things will help you keep your mind at peace and help you to keep going. And I feel it's so important to keep moving on, even through the difficult times. And also another thing I can suggest is to read positive books and listen to positive podcasts, things like that. Anything that you feel would help you to keep going and keep pushing, because we definitely need to keep leaning on things like that to help us to stay motivated. Otherwise, it's so easy to lose hope. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's so easy to lose hope because we can sit here and say, go for walks, find something new, but there are many person I think suffer with mental illness. As you said, one thing we do is talk to a professional. So I would say is get to know yourself better. You know, if there's anything you want to improve on your life, and also try and strengthen your relationship. I think what I have learned during this whole pandemic is that relationship is very important, that we can have all this money in the world, but if we really do not have relationship with our family, with our friends, that none of that really matters. So I would say find yourself, build relationship, um, take advantage of nature, you know, go outside nature, go for hiking with your friends. So I would say find deeper connection, find people that you can also connect with. Yeah, you know, find yourself, you know, learn to love yourself, get to know your family members more, you know, because sometimes you live with your family members and you really don't know them that much, you know. So if you can build a relationship with them, and also I would say volunteer. Even though it's pandemic, you can still volunteer, because the best thing is when you are in need and you're able to help someone, it's redirect your mind from your whole problems. So I say volunteer actually a great way. And you have any closing thoughts you want to leave with the listeners?
Just stay positive, do what you can, take things one step at a time. I know it's a hard time for a lot of people. So if you're going through a hard time, or if this pandemic is really taking a toll on you, take it one step at a time.
Yes, that's so awesome. So this was Toya. And if you want to learn more about her YouTube channel, I will leave the link in the description. She shares positive things, inspiration if you want relationship advice, dating advice. She is the go-to. So thank you very much, Toya, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Take care, guys.
You're welcome.